here today. This is our second session of looking at Microsoft bookings. We had one last week, really great conversation around, uses for this tool and how you can kind of make it your own. And that's kind of a good place to start today. It's to each his own, right? It's whatever works best for you. So essentially, what we're looking at here today, Microsoft Bookings is a sign up appointment tool, right? It's a place for them to put in their information. It's a place for you to designate time slots, and really make it as personalized as you would like. Um, the absolute best part of this is it looks at your Office 365 calendar that is already created, right? So if you have something already in a slot where you have advised the system that students can sign up for and there's something there, it will not let the students double dip, right? That was one of the major pieces of conversation as we came back. It was, okay, well, what if I say I have office hours on Tuesday from 1 to 3, and I make my own doctor's appointment, or something like that. The key to things like that is to kind of just make that placeholder on your own Outlook calendar. So if you're using that calendar for your personal use, that's great. If you're using another calendar for your personal use, that's fine, but kind of holding those spots so that if you are utilizing this booking tools that we're using here today, that those spots then aren't able to be filled up with students or other people trying to sign up for meetings. Right. So that's a big piece of it. This is only as good as your calendar, right? If you don't utilize the calendar for classes and putting in other meetings and putting in that stuff, then you're kind of making a mess for yourself here, because then you're going to have stuff all over the place. So this is really the first caveat, and believe it or not, we are head and shoulders above, the rest of the people on campus when it comes to our Outlook learning and comes to the way that we use the tools and things like that. This is another great place. We talk about using calendars and having those things up to date, just so administrative assistants and other people within the SON can use scheduling assistant and can use meeting polls and those types of things that allow for more productive meeting scheduling, because we know there's lots of those. But for here today, the bookings is more of the student side, right? So kind of brainstorm the uses for this, right? The things that I can see are normal office hours, right? That we have to have, right? We have to have office hours. So some of those might be virtual, right? Maybe one of your days is virtual. So this allows you to designate kind of that virtual day and have students sign up. Maybe you're doing exam review or exam remediation, right? And you want students to be able to sign up in 20-minute slots. And that's only occurring for a calendar week. Maybe that's only occurring this week, February 19th through the 23rd. And you're only doing it Tuesday and Thursday night from 5 to 7 p.m. And you're allowing students to sign up for 20-minute slots. We can make that. Okay. We can make that link. When you make a booking page here, when you make your personal booking page, it's all URL based. So, you're then distributing that URL, whether it's through an email or through a Canvas announcement, or however you kind of are communicating with your students in that manner. Um, it is important to know that this is a web tool, right? Similar to a lot of the Office 365 tools that we use, you kind of have two separate sides of that, right? And you'll remember this in all of our Office 365 conversations. You have web-based and you have application-based, right? Your applications are the things that are downloaded on your computer. You go to your start menu, you open Word. You go to your start menu, you open Excel. That's an application, right? There's a copy of that on your computer. You also have those web tools, right? So you have Word Online, Excel Online, and all of that kind of comes with your Widener account. So what we're looking at here today, Bookings is an online tool, okay? You won't click on your start menu and find Bookings inside of that menu, all right? So let me share my screen here and show you how to kind of get started. And the majority of the time when we're kind of going into Office 365 and jumping into that world, you land here on your email page, right? You're looking at your Outlook. And then I affectionately call it your waffle up in your top left-hand corner. You can look at it as your 9 dots or your old telephone keypad. But when you click on that waffle, you get all of these Office 365 tools, right? And this is where we have Word Online and our PowerPoint Online. And in that menu, you see bookings and forms and things like that. And as you recall, back in the beginning of fall, we kind of had an overview of Office 365 and we said, okay, here's all these tools. This is what it looks like. If you don't have them on your computer, this is how you can download them, kind of all of that. Right. And that's what came from this. It was, wow, bookings is in there. Let's take a little bit deeper a look on that. And certainly at a time when advising is coming up around the corner. And we know that we just kind of got done with the first round of exams in most of our classes and we're kind of heading into round 2. So we have maybe a little exam remediation for round 1 and a little exam prep for round 2. So you kind of have these little buckets of things that you kind of have to do. And that's what bookings allows you to do. It allows you to create these buckets and say, I'm doing this on these days from 1 to 3, and I'm doing this on these days from 1 to 3. And you can create those little spots that allow students to kind of just drop into place there. Okay, so we're going to look at all of that here today. So if you click on your 9 dots, if your menu isn't kind of as robust here, it's probably because we're just not in those things all the time. So it's all, learning what you're doing. So as you start to use them more, they will start to appear in the menu. If you, for some reason you don't have bookings here, you can always click on explore all your apps, and inside of there, you can blow your mind of all the apps that you have available in Office 365 that we really don't ever use. But there's a lot in there that we don't necessarily talk about all the time, and certainly some growth in there that we can handle as Widener and as the School of Nursing for sure. But today we're going to concentrate here on the bookings page. Okay, so I'm going to click on bookings. You'll notice I get a new window. Again, it's all user experience. So yours might look a little bit different. It might come up on a white screen. Your header might be a little bit different. So because you're looking at my account, right, you're seeing my stuff. So if you want to change your appearance, things like that, you can always visit your gear up here in the right-hand corner. And then you always kind of have your settings and what your page looks like and all of that stuff. And that can be done on every Office 365 page. You're working late at night at Word, turn it to the dark theme so your eyes aren't strained on that, right? You can always go in and change that stuff back and forth. But that's the beauty of the web-based. All that stuff's kind of in there for you. Okay. So when we land here on the bookings page, you kind of see 2 parts. You see your personal booking page, which is just kind of this top link, and then you see your shared booking pages, right? These are the same thing. But really what it allows you to do is it allows you to take maybe more individualized special instances and create these shared booking pages, okay? What this is each one of these is its own web page, right? So if I'm sending out MedSurg Review to that group, I'm sending the link to just this booking page. Okay. If I'm sending out exam 2 review for my other class, I'm sending a link just to that page so that those students are signing up in different places, but it's all being fed right back to my Outlook calendar. Okay. So that's here in your individual. Those are your shared booking pages. And we'll look at that a little bit. But where I really think we can get our most bang for our buck is our personal booking page, right? And this is a place where we can essentially take these ideas that we might have in a shared booking page and put them on the same page. So now everyone gets the same URL. Right now, it's not. I'll have to manage announcements for 3 different classes. Make sure I'm sending out the right URL. Oh man, Kristen signed up in the wrong bucket, and Laurie's over here when she should be over here. And now you have a whole bunch of crazy things going on. Now, I could see maybe for advising or something more specific, the shared booking page would be nice. But again, I think for the most part, we can really get a bang for our buck out of this personal booking page. So let's take a look at what this is. I'm going to start by just clicking up here on my paper. This just copies the link to my page, and that's like me sending it out, right? If Laurie wanted to book an appointment with me, this is the link I would send to them. So if I open another tab and I put the link that I just copied, I kind of get the user experience of it. This is what it looks like when you click on it, right? So on my side, I created these office hours meeting type, right? So your meeting type is the same thing as these personal booking pages can be. You're just then relying on user A to say, okay, I'm signing up for office hours. So I first need to click on office hours. I'm signing up for exam 2 review. I first need to click on exam 2 review, right? So you're kind of putting a little bit more responsibility inside of the user's hands. But on your side, you only ever have to provide one URL. This can be the URL that's on the front of all of your courses. This can be the URL that's at the bottom of your email signature. Everyone and anyone that would ever want to book a time to talk to you, whether it's a colleague or a student, can click the same exact link. It's a beautiful thing. Okay. So for here, you can see that the one meeting type that I have right now is this one, office hours. And I could be wrong, but I think generically you get the office hours here within your booking. It's been a while since I've been at the back. Kristen's nodding, so I'm assuming that that's the truth. So you generically get this office hours area. So what the system does is it says, oh, wow, hey, look, you're an employee at Widener. So you work from 8 to 5, and people can come in and sign up for your office hours. And Lord knows that ain't true, right? So you want to make this your own personal office hours, what you do, right? And sometimes that might change from week to week, and sometimes that changes from day to day. So before we create a whole nother meeting type, and for today's instance, we're going to create an exam review, but let's pretend we're coming in here for this first time and we want to modify this office hours so that it's my own, right? So again, they love the dots. Click on your 3 dots or click right on it, and we just kind of open to this page. You can rename it, right? You can call it Dr. Davies' office hours. You can call it Dr. K's office hours, Mary Frances office hours, whatever title you want to put it. But we just have office hours here. It does allow you to choose a category. These are the same categories that are already on your office calendar. So if, let's say, you are creating different types of reviews and signups, and you want all your med-surg signups to show up in green, and then in another meeting type, you want all of your office hours to sign up in purple, you're then able to start and color code your Outlook calendar just based on your appointments that are here. As students sign up, Laurie's appointment that she signs up for my office hours is going to show up in orange, right? And then when Kristen comes in and signs up for my exam review, it's going to show up in purple. And then you get a nice color coding going on, nice visual representation of what that time looks like for you as you're going into it. Okay. You have the ability to kind of give a heads up. These are my office hours, or if this is advising, please make sure you complete the writable advising form. If this is exam remediation, please make sure you review your strengths and opportunities from your ExamSoft report and come with ready to discuss those things. If this is ATI, please make sure you have your ATI templates complete, whatever that might be. But you can set the stage here. You can paste a link here. So if you're sending them to another resource, if there's a form they need to look at, if there's a page they need to visit in Canvas, whatever that is, that can be pasted right inside this window for them to be able to get to. Okay. Because this is an Office 365 tool, it defaults to Teams. I know that a lot of us aren't very comfortable in that area at the moment, and that's perfectly fine. That's a place where we can continue to grow. If you are comfortable with Teams, that's great. Keep it toggled on. It will automatically create a Teams meeting for you. Okay. What works for me here is a toggle off and me just taking my personal Zoom address and pasting it inside of this window. That's where everyone's always meeting anyway. And now I don't have to create invites. I don't need to remind people what my Zoom address is. They don't have to go to my Canvas page and find my Zoom address on there. They're not emailing me 15 minutes before. What is it? When they click on their calendar invite, my Zoom address is right inside of there, inside of the location. Okay, you're streamlining those queries that you get 15 minutes before a meeting of, oh, where are we supposed to meet? Oh, how do I get in there? Oh, I forget which one it is. Put it right in front of them. Okay, toggle off the Teams, drop the Zoom in there, whatever's good for you. You can obviously change your duration, 30 minutes, 15 minutes. You even have the custom there if it's a little bit longer. The one thing I feel like this area could improve on, and obviously this isn't used a lot of ways, but as we're talking about it, maybe it's an exam remediation or it's a group of people. once someone fills the slot's filled. So like if I wanted to come and maybe I'm asking questions with my classmates, or we're coming as a group for an exam remediation, I can't have 5 people sign up at one time. So really in that instance, if you're communicating with your students and you allow that type of thing and you want groups to come at the same time, that's fine. Have one person sign up, and then maybe inside of the description, when you do sign up, you let the professor know that these other 4 people might be attending, or that it's not just going to be you or something like that. But it is kind of limited to that first person that signs up. So that is a place where I feel like we could get a little bit better here. And I'm sure that that's something that they've heard from other people as well. Um, you can do public and private here. I would encourage you to just stick to public. We're not trying to hide anything, right? These are people signing up for office hours, and signing up for exam remediation and things like that. The private is people only with that link, right? So then you're creating a whole nother link to be sent out just based on this type of meeting. Maybe some uses for that, but again, I see the majority of the type kind of doing a public here, so just kind of keep that on public for yourself. And public means Widener. Public doesn't mean that Joe Schmo at the Atlanta bus stop can click on my URL and come in and sign up, right? This is you and your students and your stakeholders around you. All right. Here's where we get into the fun part, right? When can my students sign up? When am I available? So you'll see that we do have a regular meeting hours, and if you're clicking on this for the first time, it probably is default here to use my regular meeting hours, and that's exactly what I'm talking about. It's going to look at your calendar from 9 to 5 and say, okay, these are the times that are open. This is when people can sign up, and we know that that's not always the case. Probably 95% of the time, we're saying I'm available at this day and this time, and then this day at this time. And sometimes it's a little bit more specific. I'm available for these 2 weeks on this day at this time. And then after those 2 weeks, it changes to this day and this time. So we have to get even more specific. So a lot of times, instead of using my regular meeting hours, you can always click here to see your regular meeting hours. I'm going to tell you right now, it's 9 to 5. You can always just do use custom availability hours, right? So we toggle down to this second option, and then we get a little bit more robust menu of, okay, what do these times look like? When am I available? So we can start with only a date range. This would be very useful inside of those remediation times, right? You're only going to review exam 2 for probably a week or maybe 2 weeks, right? But if you're talking about your overall office hours, those might be a little bit longer kind of throughout the semester, right? So you can do your kind of just straight up and down 8 to 5, or if you're doing only available during the date range, you check that box. When does that start? Let's say it starts next week. I'm reviewing exam 2 from the 26th to the 1st. Holy geez, we're going to be in March. So from 3/26 or from 2/26 to 3/1, this is when these office hours apply here. Okay. Now here, again, we can get a little bit more specific. Maybe on Monday, I'm doing this from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. Okay. On Tuesday, I'm not available. So I just hit the X and it changes to not bookable. Oops, I meant to do that on Wednesday. It's okay. Just hit your plus sign. It comes right back. Okay. We didn't delete it forever. It's just an X and a plus. And again, you can always come in and change it. Now, here's the caveat, right? And here I am, I'm on my high horse and telling you how great the personal booking page is, but this is a handcuff. It only lets you set one date range per meeting type, right? So if I set this for this week and then next week my times change, I need to come in the following week and change those times. Okay. Now, if this is your office hours, right, and we're going the whole semester, I'm going from January 1 to whatever, let's say May 31st, even though we know it's before that. And my prescribed office hours are from 1:30 to whatever, 3:30 on Monday, and from 8 a.m. to 1:40 p.m. on Wednesday, right? You can set this for the whole semester. And now someone can sign up for those office hours all the way throughout the semester. Now, keep in mind This is just for this activity, right? We're only setting up office hours. So these are the times for this activity. Now we can come in and we'll save here. And if we create a whole new activity, we then have the option to say, this is when I'm doing this activity, right? So now I'm doing exam review at completely different times. Maybe some of those overlap and the system will let you do that. But again, only one person will sign up. So even if your office hours might occur at the same time, maybe an exam review does, which is perfectly fine, you can still only have one person sign up within that time on your Outlook calendar. So as soon as student A takes that 3:30, no one else can sign up for 3:30. Whether I'm signing up for office hours, exam review, or Sue Costello is trying to send you a meeting, it will show that you're busy at 3:30 and you won't be able to get in there. Okay, go ahead, Kristen.
Does this then also book out your calendar and Outlook?
Yes,
Okay, so but it's once they make the appointment.
correct.
So if I don't want them to make like I don't want them to set a meeting because I have office hours, I still need to set up blocking out that time at the beginning of the semester.
Yes, if you are if sorry, I'm a little confused by it. If you're setting up all office hours through here,
Mm-hmm.
that's okay. You're just allowing them to schedule through here, and inside of your location, you can put your Founders Hall office number and your Zoom address.
Yeah, I guess so. My question is I set up currently in my Outlook like my office hours and I block them out so that no one schedules a meeting for me during that time.
Oh, okay.
So, but that won't happen until someone actually books with me, correct?
That is correct.
Okay, so I
But
still would need to do that to book out the time so no one says, "Oh, we can meet this at this date and time."
well, and really you're kind of overlapped here
Yeah.
because if right now today your office calendar holds your office hours generically from 1 to 3 p.m. If
Yeah.
someone clicks on your booking link, it's going to show you as busy during
Oh,
1 through 3 p.m. So what you kind of need to do is inside of that invitation where you have the placeholder for your office hours,
yeah.
you change to free,
Gotcha.
right? So your calendar
Perfect.
still holds that for you and you know that that's there, but it allows people to book on the other end, right? So you kind of
Gotcha.
change the classification of that meeting. Does that make
Okay.
sense?
That makes complete sense. Okay.
Okay, perfect.
Because okay, now I feel comfortable I can use this. Because that was my
Okay,
one thing. Like I that was my one concern with how that's gonna work. So
right.
now that I know that, I'm good.
You're correct. And really, and before we were kind of utilizing a tool like this, that was the language that we were saying. It was make sure those office hours are on your calendar so that people aren't booking during those times. So you're right. If you're then utilizing this tool for that same thing, you'll have to redesignate those times on your calendar as free. So the placeholder is still there. It's just, it kind of opens it for booking. That's a great point there, Kristen.
Thank you very much. Now I'm like, okay, I can use this. I got
Okay,
this.
perfect. Yeah. So yeah, outside of kind of that office hour setup, right? Maybe it's more of the exam review side of it, and it's during kind of that 2 week period, and you don't necessarily have those times blocked off on your calendar now. You're just saying you're available, and then if a student signs up, it drops inside of the Outlook calendar to do that. The other thing I wanted to show you on this page, and let's just quick make our exam to review here so that you can see this on the user side. Please review exam 2 and come with your questions. And thank goodness we have our spell check, but I don't want to revive exam 2. I want to review exam 2. So we'll review exam 2 and we'll drop in a blue category because that's great. We'll put our Zoom address there so people can jump in. It's 30 minutes. That sounds good. And I am only going to do this for this week here in early March. Okay, and we'll say from 8 to 5, I have the week open. Now that way, when I go over to the user side, not only do I have office hours, now as a user, when I click on my scheduling link, I still only have office hours. Let's see. Office hours. Perfect. Okay, there we go. Now, as the user, I have either office hours or exam to review, right? So I have the opportunity to sign up. Okay, here's where I, as the administrator, have said I'm available for office hours. I have these times, but if I'm reviewing exam two, I see that these times aren't available till here this second week in March because those were the parameters I set up on my end. Okay. Another great feature to these is inside of each one of these, if you look at the settings, you can come down and do your advanced options and you can get really fancy here. Okay, you can add buffer times on either end, front or back end, giving yourself 5 minutes. You can allow only lead time of I only want them to be able to book 1 day before, or I only want them to be able to book this far out. This also allows you to do email reminders. Oh my God, so amazing. We know that sometimes those students book and they forget all about it. And then you have to send a reminder, then they send another email, then you have to go in and delete the appointment. And all of that comes with the Canvas scheduler when you're kind of using it on that end. So the email reminder, and then not only the email reminder, the email follow up. Oh my God. You can say, thank you for scheduling office hours. I'm so glad you came to discuss your concerns. I really appreciate that. Please make sure you follow up if you need more time with me, right? Make it personalized. Let the student know. You need to give them a link. You need to put in the link to the Student Success Center. You want to put in the link to the Writing Center. You want to put in the link to your advising page, whatever that is. But you get the ability to push this out to students automatically as you just sit back and watch the appointments populate on your Outlook calendar, right? And in turn, the user has something come up, or they can come in, they can delete their appointment, they can come in, they can reschedule their appointment. All of those things that kind of come along with a booking software you have inside of this area. Okay. It's a beautiful thing, really. So to each his own, right? You use it for office hours, use it for exam review, use it for remediation, you use it for signing up to review writing assignments, whatever that might be, you can kind of make your own there. So that's your personal booking page, right? And we all have that. That's this generic page where we can set these different types of appointments and we set up those different areas. Now, if you come over to your settings here, you have these different meetings, which is just creating another one. You have your share link, which gives you the ability to just copy. You can send via an email. So you can just type this in, say, oh, Laurie needs to book an appointment with me. I just type in Laurie's name and there she is. And I can type my own little response if you need to, or you just click send and Laurie gets an invite to book an appointment with you. Okay. Imagine a student coming up to you at the end of class saying, I really need to speak to you. I had a really hard time on this exam. I really have a hard time navigating the class. And you're like, okay, well, let's book an appointment. And instead of pulling up that Outlook calendar, you already have Outlook up. You quickly click on bookings. You say, okay, I'm going to send you a quick invite to go over. I know that we are trying to teach responsibility and wherewithal within our young learners. I'm perfectly aware of that. I'm also perfectly aware that sometimes we have to be a little bit more helpful sometimes, right? And sometimes we kind of have to put it right in front of them. So just saying, hey, go find my last email and click at the bottom of my email signature. Well, they're leaving your class, then they're going to another class, then they're going to lunch, and then they go to clinical. And by the time they get home at 7 o'clock that night, it's the fifth thought in their mind. But you can put an invite right inside of their inbox. And then that way, when they do get home at 7 o'clock at night, inside of their inbox, there's that, oh, yeah, I was supposed to make that appointment with Dr. Davies so I could go over that test. Here's that invite. And I can click on the link, right? So you can go in there, you can click on that. And maybe a couple students come up and quickly on a piece of paper, you jot down their names so that when you get back to the office, you can come in here and send all of those people invites so that they can come in and schedule appointments with you, right? This is you following up, right? Putting it in front of them for a little bit easier. You can certainly do that there, okay? The other option is it gives you the ability to drop this right at the bottom of your signature settings in your email. You'll notice that I have this at the bottom of my signature in my email. It's just need to chat, schedule some time here, right? This was me just creating the link myself. Okay. If you come here and click email signature settings and then check this box to include a bookings at the bottom, okay, it's going to create a little book time with me at the bottom of your email signature automatically. Okay. If that works for you, that's great. So just come in there, click on your email signature and check that box. If for some reason you would like it in kind of this text form here, that's perfectly fine. You go to your settings in your email signature, you highlight the text that you want, and you create the link the same way you would in any HTML window. If for some reason you're having trouble with that, just holler. We can meet individually to make sure that's set up correctly. But that's one of the places outside of, I think, kind of sending the link out through an email invite or putting it on the front of your Canvas page, put it at the bottom of your email signature so that when you are in those correspondence and someone's like, oh, I really like to book a time, no problem. Click on the link at the bottom of my signature. When are you available? It's in the link at the bottom of my signature. Like everything is there for you. It's no longer, well, let me bring up my calendar. Let me look at Tuesday. Oh, well, I might have this going on. I might not have, like your availability is built. You've already done that for yourself. So go in there, kind of put that link at the bottom there so that they can click on those pieces. All right. We're at 2:35. I went right to about 55 after on the second round. So I plan to go kind of right around that same time. I want to spend just a little bit of time on the shared booking page because you'll see that when we get inside of these shared booking pages, they get a lot more robust. Okay. And by robust, I mean we can add multiple users. Okay. We can add multiple day ranges. We can add multiple meeting types, right? Maybe I want to only sign up for a 15-minute appointment, and another user wants to sign up for a 30-minute appointment. You can do all of that. Okay. There's a lot more settings inside of the shared booking page. But again, you limit yourself to that particular URL, right? So if you're sending it out, each one of these is its own separate URL, as opposed to my personal booking page. All of my different meeting types are on the same page, right? So a little bit of a different setup when you look at that. So let's take a look here at Bobble office hours. Okay. And I'm just going to click. And again, you might have a default there that's already there. You might have the opportunity to create a booking page if you haven't done that already. I encourage you to explore. I encourage you to test. All right. This is not something to come in, set it up, and quickly send out a Canvas announcement. And then all of a sudden, people are signing up in wrong places. You're getting things where you don't want them. Send it to a colleague. Send it to me. Let's do a couple trial runs before you start sending things out to people. I think your personal booking page is a lot more straightforward. But if you're getting a little bit more in depth here with these personal booking page or with these different booking pages and setting up customers, setting up staff, different types of services, let's explore that a little bit more before you just distribute. Okay. So here we're inside of Bobble office hours, right? And you'll see that this is the calendar. Right now, here I am. This is where I am right now. I'm busy, right? Because I'm in this meeting with you. It's seeing my Outlook calendar. So when you first click on here, if someone has signed up or you have other things going on during that day, it's looking right there at that place. Okay. I'm right here on this calendar tab on the left-hand side. I'm going to make my way down to my booking page. Again, this is a great place to copy. What does it look like for the user? Let's click on it. Here it is. Hey, notice it looks a little bit different than that first one you were looking at. It's not that tech background. It's not dark. It has a title up at the top. You can see there's a drop down here where I can select different staff. And I have a whole bunch of other different information on here. Okay. On this booking page, these details appear right at the bottom. These are the same details the student gets on the personal booking page. It's just not until after they choose the time, right? So they still have to give you their email address and any other notes. It's just that on this part of this tool, all of it's on the same page. On your personal booking page, this part here at the bottom doesn't come up until they click next. So you still get it, you just get it on a different page, okay? But on inside of here, you can see that you have the ability to copy it. You have the ability to, again, hit the email, send it out to someone. You can really go above and beyond, and it will give you the embed code. You could drop this right outside of a Canvas page inside of your Canvas course. And then the students never need to come to the booking page. They can be right inside of Canvas and sign up for a meeting with you. Okay, so whew, that sounds cool. So if that's something you want to explore, that's certainly something we can do. Embed codes aren't always the funnest things for people. I live and eat that stuff all day, every day. So if that's something you want to explore, something you want to get better at, something you want to make available for your students, don't hesitate to reach out. I'm happy to help you set that up, so that medium is there for you. And then you can always be an awesome success story for people who are like, I don't know, that might be a little bit too much for me. But we're always looking for those success stories. Okay. As you're going through these settings, you'll see that, again, this is kind of, you think about Office 365, all kinds of businesses use this. Obviously, we're here in higher ed, but you have, you have hairdressers, you have insurance agents, you have construction work, you have all these people that use this tool. So you'll see that you can build in payment types, you can build in different types of forms for people to fill out, all this kind of different stuff inside of these different settings here. So I certainly encourage you to kind of come in. You can look at your scheduling policies, customize your page with different colors and your different banners. You can work with your times and your time zones if you like to work in military time, all those beautiful things that go along with any technology tool. Again, come in, do it yourself. But before you do anything, make sure you copy that link and you take a look at what it's going to look like for the user before you send it out to everybody. Okay. Customers, really great place. This would be an awesome place where I think of student accountability, right? If this is exam review or office hours, as people start to sign up, they populate inside of your customers area, right? So Susan B comes to you at the end of the semester and the grade's right on the line and it's, I really need some help. What can I do? Well, did you come to office hours? Oh, yeah, sure. I came to all your office hours. Don't you remember? Well, it's really hard to remember because, as Laurie identified, it had been a heck of a semester and we're not really sure. So let's take a look back at your customer page and you'll be able to see that Susan B signed up a total of 0 times because she does not appear on your customer page. So she might have dropped by your office hour physically, but she didn't utilize this tool where maybe you have people signing up for office hours. Same thing for exam remediation. Hey, Jake, did you come and review exam 2? Oh, yeah, yeah. Remember, I was there. And for you, it's hard to remember because sometimes we have a lot of people that need to review exam 2. So we don't really remember if Jake showed up. So let's go in and take a look. It will show up. If Jake got that time, he will be there in your customers tab. And you can see that he came for exam 2 and he came for remediation and that stuff is there. Okay. Another great tool here, staff, because sometimes it's not just us. Sometimes maybe Laurie and Kristen are offering exam review and they want their students to be able to sign up for either one of them. So then that way, when they come to this page, they have both of their names inside of this staff dropdown. Maybe that also includes your tutor, right? And you can put your tutoring hours, they can put their tutoring hours inside of there. The beauty of that is also that each staff has its own location. So mine goes to my Zoom address. Kristen goes to her Zoom address. The tutor goes to their Zoom address. So all of a sudden, it's not like now I got to manage all these different signups. When you choose the staff, you choose their location as well. So all of that kind of follows the user. So you can come in here, you can add a new staff. If I'm adding Kristen to myself, or if I'm adding Laurie here, make that person an admin. Okay, let them come in and make those hours up and put their own availability in here. Okay. Now, again, The availability is looking at your Outlook availability. So even though Lori sets this up, and maybe I'm Kristen, and I say that I am going to review, I can remediate exams on Tuesday and Wednesday from 1 to 3, and Kristen has another meeting on Wednesday from 2 to 3. Even though Lori signed up, when that person chooses Kristen, it will not allow them to sign up from 2 to 3. Okay, even though I've set the availability there, as long as you're busy in that Outlook calendar, the person will not be able to double book you. Okay, beautiful thing there. We also have your services here, and this is where we get a little bit more specific, and you'll see it's a little hidden, right? When we were on that personal booking page, I could go to the bottom of the page, I could select my date range, I could say I'm available for Monday on this time, Tuesday on this time, Wednesday on this time. When I get into these booking pages, I need to be all the way down here on services, and I see I created this service called Bobble Office Hours, and really it's just a duplicate. Maybe this is called Bobble Office, and then this is called Bobble Office Hours, or this is called Dr. Bobble's Office, and this is called Exam 2 Remediation. So kind of think about your naming. But this, when we hit our pencil here, is where we get into these kind of availability options. Okay, when are you available? Custom hours, reoccurring weekly. I'm available from 11 to 2, 1 to 4, 2 to 5, 1 to 3:30. Perfect. Again, I'm only reviewing exam 2 for a single week. So let me set an availability for a date range. Okay, I'm clicking on my plus. I can do from 222 to 229. No, not when I'm free. I want to make it custom hours. Okay, so again, I can come in and say I'm available Tuesday night from 7 to 9, Wednesday morning from 9 to 4, whatever that is. And maybe that gets a little bit more intricate. Maybe the next week the hours change. Again, look, as opposed to what I pointed out earlier on your custom booking page, you can only create one block of time. You can only have one date range inside of there. Here, you can make as many date ranges as you want. So if your date ranges changes on every Tuesday, or maybe it's every other Tuesday, or maybe on this Tuesday it's in the morning and on this Tuesday it's at night, you can come in and create those different date ranges so that your calendar reflects that for yourself, right?
Andrew, I have a question for you.
Yeah, absolutely.
So when you were talking about the staff, I'm sorry, I'm going back. I'm
Yeah, no
just trying to
problem.
process all this. So for some of us that are like co-teaching in courses, so like I teach in 485 and there's like 2 other people. So is that something where you would want to use the shared booking page and or the staff and then maybe embed that into your Canvas page? Because it's like you have all these students are like, can I meet with you? Can I meet with you? And I feel like they're always like, can I meet with you? And I'm like, oh,
Right,
there's other people. You know what I
right.
mean? So is that something where you suggest like the course coordinator is like the administrator of that? Like, so if Karen's like the course administrator, then she would maybe have us down like in her staff as like something like that. Like, what's your suggestions for that?
I think whoever wants to take the bull by the horns, jump on. If you want to
All
make,
right, you're gonna go
yeah,
bull riding.
yeah. If you want to, if everyone in that group of 3 is okay with utilizing this tool, then yeah, come on in and make your 485 booking page and put all 3 of your staff in there.
Okay.
You guys, you can all be admins, so you can kind of set your own availability as
Oh,
your own
okay.
staff
Okay.
member. And then you're right, you can either embed it inside of your Canvas page, or it can be a link right on the front page, just like your Zoom URL. It's just
I like the
M45.
embedding it because the
Yeah,
students are always like, well, what are your office hours? And there's not enough room on the Canvas page for all 3 to be like,
right.
this is my office hours.
Yeah.
So I kind of like that embedding.
Yeah,
Okay, I'm
the
gonna say
embed
that to
certainly
her.
works there. Yeah, for sure.
Okay,
But
thanks.
yeah, that's really the best use I can see for this side, because you're right. On the personal booking page, I can't add other people. But if all of you in 485 are kind of under, that same agreement of, we're all going to meet with students. This is the time that I'm available. This is the time you're available. And you guys
Mhm.
go in and build that out. I think that's a great use for the tool.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah,
Appreciate that.
absolutely. Um, yeah. Awesome. Sorry, I lost my train of thought there. But yeah, I think that's absolutely great for you to be able to use it that way. And again, we kind of, depending on your situation, different levels of customization. If it's just you just have students signing up, coming in every once in a while, then the personal booking page works fine. But you're right, you're working with a team of people, you all have different times. You all, you want to make that available to the entire course for them to be able to sign up. I can see a great use there. Absolutely. All right, good. All of this again gets fed into your Outlook calendar. So if Kristen goes in right now and signs up, it's going to feed my calendar in real time, right? It's not like I'm waiting till 8 o'clock at night for my appointments to be booked in, and then all of a sudden something gets overlapped, and I kind of have a double there. So we're all good there. It does get fed in real time. You can go a little bit further. Again, like we said, it was kind of make our way down the menu here in your business information. You can add a little bit more of that stuff. You can see I already have my Zoom address in here. Maybe your URL to your Canvas page, or URL back to a different advising page, or whatever that might be. But you can come in here and make all of this your own as you want to. I am on Mobile Office Hours here, but you can see that you can drop down and come to any one of these that you already have created. So as you're in here and you're kind of working and you want to go from the one-to-one, or you're working on availability from others, you can always drop back down there. Or click on your top arrow up at the top and go right back to our front landing page here as we kind of make our way through. Again, we looked at kind of the personal booking page and having each one of these meeting types on one page. And then you also have your shared booking page where you could kind of make these instances a little bit more robust with different staff, different types of meeting types, different lengths, and things like this. This is a Office 365 tool, so Google's your friend. Okay, you and everybody else is using the same exact thing. There are videos upon videos, there are guides upon guides. There's everything out there that you might need to help get started, and you have an amazing technology support specialist at your fingertips anytime. I'm happy to work with you and work with your team. If you're working on getting this set up for an entire course, you can always come in and make me an admin, and I'm happy to go in and help you set up, and happy to look at those things. That's always a possibility too. They also do a really good job here. You'll see in the top right-hand corner, they just have a kind of getting started thing. And that's basically what this session was. It's, here's the personal booking page, here's the shared booking page, here's how you can kind of make it your own. So kind of make your way through there, right? You can see that it kind of tracks your progress and you can get better there. But to each his own. This can be absolutely a massive tool, right? You can think about the uses for it, and it can just be just a little tool. Maybe you just use it for advising hours, and maybe you just use it for one instance. But depending on kind of your comfortability and what you see fit for yourself, can be a really big help. And for me, can really cut down on the emails of, I'm available here, or, oh, I told you I was available there, and then you didn't respond back for 4 days, and now I'm not available there anymore. And we know that happens all the time. So if everything's just done through a link, you put it all in the user's hands. Something comes up, they can delete, they can reschedule. You have a copy of their email address, the Zoom link's right in there for them. You really make it a one-stop shop for the meeting experience inside of Bookings. So I hope that you found that useful here today. I'm about at 2:52, so I have about 8 minutes left. If anybody has any questions, happy to answer those or discuss anything that you might have a little bit more specific to you. I'm happy to have that conversation. But other than that, we have 2 other instances of this coming up. If you want to join us live again, we'll be inside of there. If not, you can always watch this recording at your leisure. And again, just like anything, if you're like, wow, I really need some help here, or let's look at that again, just reach out. Happy to look at it with you, and we can go from there.
Thank you so much, Andrew. Appreciate it.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for coming.
Bye.
Really appreciate you.
Bye.
Thank you, Andrew.
Thanks, Kim.